Welcome back live to the CNET stage at CES 2013 in Las Vegas. This is CES In Depth. I'm Bridget, Carey with my colleague Roger Cheng, and for the next 25 minutes or so, we'll be diving into the hottest news of the show so far. And the big trend word here today, aside from TVs always being big, is 4K and OLED.
Right.
And we just heard from Panasonic that they've combined the two together. They have a 4K OLED. This is one of the first. It's a prototype they're showing off.
Definition. This is the TV for you.
Yeah. It always has to one up the other guy when it comes to TVs. That's how it works.
Exactly.
And Panasonic's been doing a lot at this show. I mean, we've seen all types of products, everything from headphones that have bone conduction, so you don't actually stick the music in your ears, you stick it on your cheekbones and hear it that way. Some crazy stuff like that. They're taking on Roku with a streaming media box. They're all over the place, it seems. It's like they're coming out with guns a-blazing.
Right. Well, it's interesting. If you go to the show, if you follow the show, look at the show floor, and listen to all the presentations, you'd never know that Panasonic was actually in deep financial trouble.
Yeah, they're not doing so good lately, I read.
yeah. I mean, this really could end up being the last hurrah for Panasonic. I mean, at one point, the CEO even dropped a hint that he might even drop the entire consumer business because a lot of it's not profitable.
Well, this is the Consumer Electronics Show, so you know that's a big deal for them
that
to have all these things out
Absolutely.
here. So do you think, like, I guess this is their big hurrah that if it doesn't take, then we might not see them again?
It could very well be, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Well, we'll have to keep watch on that. Another trend we're seeing this year is NFC and everything just wirelessly connecting to other devices by touch. We're sharing all of our media in different ways. We've seen, once again, Panasonic, right? They had a phone, be able to just touch to your TV to be able to send your media that way.
Right.
But Sony had a lot of devices. They want
you
your
can tap
phone.
your phone to your remote control, which makes a lot more sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk all the way over to your TV to tap it every time. So it's nice. That's a nice, thoughtful thing.
You know, it's interesting. When NFC first came out, it was all about mobile payments. It was all about, hey, you're going to be able to use this at the register. And now I'm seeing nothing about payments here.
Yeah, well, I mean, having covered the industry for a while, I've heard about the mobile payment story for the last several years. And this year is supposed to be the year of mobile payments, is what I've heard every year, the last 3 years.
I think we hear that this is
So,
the year we're going to pay.
Yeah, and NFC has sort of been hailed as the technology that will bring mobile payments out there. You take your phone, you tap by the counter, the grocery store, boom, you're done. That hasn't really happened. But what we're seeing at this show, a lot of different other uses for NFC. The biggest one, obviously, pairing the devices together. And it's something that makes complete sense for consumers, right? I mean, you just tapping two devices together to kind of bridge them, it's instinctive. It makes sense. And I think we're going away from this whole mobile payment shift, and it seems like the shift is more towards pairing. You know, pairing speakers, pairing other accessories.
So is it going to save me much time, you know, compared to when I'm just opening up Bluetooth anyways? Probably not, but it's kind of cool.
I think it does, actually, because Bluetooth has always been, I mean, one of the knocks is it's a little cumbersome. You know, you gotta log in, you gotta type in the ID. NFC is dead simple. You just tap the phone onto a speaker, remote control, a TV, and boom, they're connected. You know, you don't have to think about it.
And then you go to someone else's house and we're all tapping each other's speakers, and
well,
we're all going to have a party with our own
NFC
music.
tapping party would be awesome.
You know, I think that's probably the one home device that you can see people getting their heads around and wanting to understand and actually wanting to buy versus, you know, how payments have been going nowhere.
Right.
But that'll be interesting to see how that picks up in the consumer space. I don't know about you, I've seen a lot of quirky gadgets this year. I'm loving all the different innovations I'm seeing, and one that has been written about today is something like a Rosie the Robot for smokers. This is weird. It's called the FamiBot. And I'm pulling it up. It's the concept of a Roomba where it just kind of roams on its own.
Right.
But it's an air purifier that will sense when the air is impure in a certain corner. So if someone's a smoker, it's going to go after you.
I love it. I think it's the best passive-aggressive way of telling a smoker to quit, because you have a little robot following you everywhere you go. It's like,
yeah,
quit
if you
smoking.
tried everything else, now you can have just sick this robot on someone. But it does a little bit more too. It apparently has a camera in it, so the home monitor, it'll let you know if someone is unexpectedly home, and it also plays music. It's another Bluetooth device.
It's the first step of robotic butler. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm looking
$900 for a robotic butler. That's what it'll come out in March. So if that's in your price range, you don't have to worry about holiday tipping for normal housework. So.
Yeah, I guess you could save some money. My studio apartment probably couldn't use a robot like that, but that would be pretty much a waste.
When it comes to these smart devices, I mean, could you use anything that could help you out in the home? I mean, I know we've seen pool cleaners even here.
Smart pool cleaner, smart vacuums, because I need to play Angry Birds on my vacuum cleaner.
Angry Birds in your vacuum cleaner. Usually a big hit with the home pets.
I'm sure.
Well,
So, I mean, what
yeah.
else have you seen? And anything else on the show that you've seen?
More and more health devices every year. I'm not sure how many people are actually wanting to check their blood pressure, but it's cool that you can, and there's
Yeah.
more choices for it.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's getting the price down. I don't know about you when it comes to health devices, what maybe you actually want to track. I mean, I care to know if I have a pulse. It's good to know that you still have a pulse, But
I check every 15 minutes, really. But I kind of get it. I mean, especially stuff like the Fuel Band and Fitbit.
You've used some of these workout
Oh, yeah.
devices. I mean, does it motivate you anymore?
What I've found is it motivates for a little while, and then your natural, my natural ADD tendencies, it just sort of becomes less interesting to me and less gimmicky, and so I stop using it, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Although the Fuel Band I love because it's on your wrist. Whenever I'm drinking beer, I'm actually working out. And it tells me I'm burning fuel. I'm burning Nike fuel.
See, there you go.
So,
Positive reinforcement.
positive
Makes you
reinforcement.
feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
I would like something to actually, motivate me because unless your friends are on it, the gamification
Right.
of all this.
Yes.
People are pushing apps for gamification. I'm curious just if I have any friend who actually would be on it. Otherwise, it's just
Well,
me.
I
and
think that's-
I'm not motivating myself as it is. So.
That's, I think, the key is getting your friends on it, and I'm sure that's what Nike wants to hear with the Fuel Band. But it doesn't work as well unless there's a social element there. Like if all your friends are on Fitbit or have a Fuel Band, and you guys are comparing and competing, I think it could work. It works really well. I mean, there's something that kind of keeps you in the game as opposed to just sort of doing it yourself. There's still, ultimately, I mean, you're still exercising, and it's all about self-motivation, right?
And
So-
what about the laziness factor of now Fitbit put it on your wrist instead of having to be on your hip and then taking it off to go to sleep on your wrist and this? So maybe everyone's just going to have a wristband. I mean, is that where we're going? You think? I don't know. I mean,
Seems like it.
Easier than having the pedometer because especially as a woman, where am I going to put it on my dress?
It's also easier
Can't
to
really
cheat.
work that.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the pedometers are cheaper though. Okay, we have to squeeze in a quick break, and we'll be back with our special guest, Samsung's David Steele. Stick around. Welcome back to CES In Depth. I'm Bridget Carey with Roger Cheng, and joining us on the CNET stage is David Steele with Samsung. And you brought some goodies with us, so
Yep,
love to
always
see
lots
them.
of
Love the
gadgets
toys.
and goodies.
So what do
So-
we have here?
Okay, so this is the first one.
Looks
This is
like
the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1. It launched last year, but this brand new here at CES is with embedded 4G LTE with Verizon Wireless.
Oh, so for the first time, we're going to get some 4G LTE on Verizon.
First time we'll be able to use that outside.
Yep, so
That's
now you
nice.
can take it around with you. You've got access through the 4G LTE network. Obviously, it's a great tablet, but the key feature on this Galaxy Note 10.1 is the S Pen.
Ooh, and I
So-
think it's hidden back over here.
Right on cue.
Oh, it just snaps
Please,
right
Bridget.
out.
And this is really coming out of a sense of how do we make all of our products more intuitive, easier to use. So in this case, having a pen where you can enter through handwriting, it's very easy to manipulate. And it's also a feature that we came out last year with Samsung, right on cue,
Oh.
Samsung Galaxy Note. This is the
Tablet.
Note 2, and the same thing about just having this S Pen pull out. So being on different devices.
It's
Yeah, I'm a big fan of having that pen embedded in the actual device because how many times are you going to lose that? That stylus is
It's gotta
just
be
prone to get
embedded.
Need to
lost.
leave one with you? Is that
Yes,
okay.
actually. Well, just leave it out in the green room.
Okay.
No, this is definitely a popular one with the Galaxy. I love it. It's always so beautiful. You guys are good at that.
keep
And what else do you
So
got?
yeah,
here?
what do you got here?
So this is one of our new laptops
I'll open it for you.
here at the show. This is a Series 7 Ultra. So this one, it's using Windows 8, so you have all the advantages of touchscreen.
Touch is
8
everything
hour
now,
battery
isn't it?
life. Touch is very important. I mean, we see displays now on so many different devices, all the way from smartphones, tablets, PCs, obviously
But I'm curious though,
smart
especially
appliances even.
smart. Yes, I definitely need to tap my refrigerator 3 or 4 times a day, just randomly.
Just for kicks.
Just for kicks. If I had a touchscreen there, I probably would. But I want to ask about the touchscreen. I mean, it's cool, but what do you hear from consumers about whether or not they want this? I mean, especially, I'm assuming there's an added cost to having a touchscreen, a giant touchscreen display like this. What exactly is the demand for touchscreen?
So touchscreen we see really becoming very common across a whole series of devices because it's so easy for consumers to use. I think so many consumers with smartphones have got used to touchscreen.
Right.
It's something they're very familiar with. So on a PC environment, again, having it there is something very familiar. It's very comfortable. Trying to make it more intuitive, and that's something we've done also on our smart TV interface this year. Trying to get, as we make devices smarter, more complicated, put more functions and features in, how do we still think hard about how to make them easy to use?
Gotcha. And it's obviously a Windows 8 computer. Wanted to ask you, I mean, so far, I mean, it's early goings, but how is Windows 8 doing?
So for Samsung, we're doing very well in the PC market. I mean, I can't talk
shocked.
about Windows as a whole, really.
Right.
Thank you for buying 10. So we're doing well. We were the fastest growing PC brand in the US last year. We think Windows 8 brings a lot of great features. Again, experience from smartphones and tablets now into the PC environment. Design is becoming more of a feature of PCs. We see the consumerization of the workplace, you know, the bring your own device. Obviously happening on smartphones and tablets, but also everyone's looking for an easier experience for the PC at work. So again, we can see the benefits of touch and the Windows 8 functionality.
You know, obviously TVs tend to be the star of CES, and you guys brought a couple whoppers out for the show.
Not right here, though.
No,
a little
not
too big.
a little too big to roll out on the stage. But you know, everyone's talking about Ultra HD, 4K. It's not exactly in your basic consumer price range, you know. And I want to know from your perspective, when it comes to televisions, what do you see as being the more popular feature that we're going to be getting sooner and wanting to, you know, get in our TVs next year? A little more practical than maybe taking out a car loan for our big 4K TV that we were
Or buying
supposed
a new home to fit the Samsung 110-inch UHD TV in.
What are some of the new features we're going to be seeing that probably more of us would be able to be affording and checking out in the next line of TVs?
Yeah, so certainly in the short term, it's going to be a lot about smart TVs. More than 60% of our large screen TVs now are being internet connected, so the TV is really an internet device or appliance in the home. And then we see all the different applications and services that come from that. We're showing a new recommendation engine at this year's show that
So
will
you're
help
telling me
you.
what to watch when I don't know what else to watch.
It will help you find content that you're interested in from
Okay.
broadcast TV. It will link to all your other devices like smartphones and tablets, so you can get access to content that's stored there, videos you've taken or photos that you've shot, and social media, because TV is still a lean-back experience. You want to look at the big screen TV, but you want alerts about social media at the same time, right? Everyone's always connected. So many people are multitasking. So smart TV is really going to be the focus, I think, for the next few years. And then we'll see technologies like OLED, we'll see UHD as well starting to grow.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And what you were talking about with getting content, you know, between the TV and being able to search for that. What was that new technology you guys? The software was
Search function, right?
Yeah, it was like a search
Yeah,
function.
how does that explain how that works? I mean, it's supposed to cross different devices beyond just your TV,
I
right?
think it was called single search.
Yeah, so more and more consumers are looking for, you know, one device to connect to other devices, and you can either do that device to device or you can do it through the cloud, through a service. But what we're putting in our new smart TV lineup is a way of searching content that's stored on other devices that are connected wirelessly to that TV. So it's a way, if you do have like photos you've taken on your smartphone or you've got images on your tablet, you can connect to those and very easily view those on the TV. So trying to connect devices that's going to be a big trend for us in 2013.
What
Obviously, we've got all of these different screens. How can you link them together?
Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Is the phenomenon of
Boy,
sort of
this tag
stacking.
team is really
I
getting
know.
tough
We're trying to keep you on your toes here. The sort of phenomenon of stacking of the watching a TV and playing with your tablet. What we find is a lot of people. What I do, at least, I'm usually searching for stuff on that TV. Usually, whether it's X Factor, I'm looking at the bio of the singer there. Not that I watch X Factor. But what exactly is Samsung doing? What's the thinking there for how you sort of better bridge that information gap from the tablet to the TV? Is there like a way to actually get some of that information automatically fed into the tablet, or?
Yeah, so one example of it is the remote control. I mean, we've already seen lots of apps on smartphones and tablets that connect as remote controlled. Some of them are quite smart,
Right.
meaning you can actually see certain previews, things like that. We also have second screen content. And increasingly now working with content producers who actually want to produce content for multiple screens. So that they're programming to a TV together with a connected tablet
And
environment.
they're working specifically with you guys, or?
Yeah, we sponsored in the New York Television Festival a contest among producers to actually come up with TV content on multiple screens.
Oh, wow.
So as more of these screens get connected, games are a fantastic example, right? You could be sitting there with your smartphone, this is your hand of cards, and on the TV is like
Right.
the dealer's deck or whatever for everyone to see. So this multi-screen environment is one that now content producers can program to, and we can connect the devices.
You know, I know the big problem a lot of us have is that we have video that's, in the cable box, but it's also on Netflix and Hulu, and searching through that. I mean, is this something that you guys are looking into being the answer I need so I have to stop opening up a different app each time I want to search for something?
Yeah, so more and more we're getting there, certainly as the APIs are opened up, and then we work with third parties. We have a very big program on our smart TV platform to partner with third parties for that. Most consumers do have preferred services that they'll watch video content through. But yeah, we have that way that you can see, here are the different services that you can use to access that particular content.
Okay.
So really making it easier, taking advantage of touch screens, and then really the smarts in the TV. When we talk about smart TV, you should get some benefit from it.
I could always use to be a little bit more smarter every day, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Steele.
you.
I appreciate it.